So now you have this myopic, psychotic optimization process where this thing is just obsessed with text autocomplete. Maybe, assuming that that's actually what it learned to want to pursue. We don't know whether that's the case. We can't verify that it wants that. Embedding a goal in a system is really hard. All we have is a process for training these systems, and then we have the artifact that comes out the other end. We have no idea what goals actually get embedded in the system, what wants, what drives actually get embedded in the system. But by default, it kind of seems like the things that we're training them to do end up misaligned with what we actually want from them. So the example of company, right? And then you get all this like wacky text. Okay, clearly that's indicating that somehow the training process didn't lead to the kind of system that we necessarily want. Another example is take a text autocomplete system and ask it, how should I bury a dead body, right? It will answer that question. Or at least if you frame it right, it will autocomplete and give you the answer. You don't necessarily want that if you're OpenAI, because you're going to get sued for helping people bury dead bodies. And so we've got to get better goals, basically, to train these systems to pursue. We don't know what the effect is of training a system to be obsessed with text autocomplete, if in fact that is what is happening.
It's also, it's important also to remember that we don't know. Nobody knows how to reliably get a goal into the system. So it's the difference between you understanding what I want you to do and you actually wanting to do it. So I can say, hey, Joe, like, get me a sandwich. You can understand that I want you to get me a sandwich, but you can be like, I don't feel like getting a sandwich. And so one of the issues is you can try to like train this stuff to basically, you don't want to anthropomorphize this too much, but you can kind of think of it as like, if you give the right answer, cool, you get a thumbs up, like you get a treat. Like you give the wrong answer, oh, thumbs down, you get like a little like shock or something like that. Very roughly, that's how the later part of this kind of training often works. It's called reinforcement learning from human feedback. But one of the issues, like Jeremy pointed out, is that, we don't know. In fact, we know that it doesn't correctly get the real true goal into the system. Someone did an example experiment of this a couple of years ago where they basically had like a Mario game where they trained this Mario character to run up and grab a coin that was on the right side of this little maze or map. And they trained it over and over and over, and it jumped for the coin. Great. And then what they did is they moved the coin somewhere else and tried it out. And instead of going for the coin, it just ran to the right side of the map for where the coin was before. In other words, you can train over and over and over again for something that you think is like, that's definitely the goal that I'm trying to train this for. But the system learns a different goal
that overlapped
with the goal you thought you were training for in the context where it was learning. And when you take the system outside of that context, that's where it's like, anything goes. Did it learn the real goal? Almost certainly not.